So I love my Stream Deck, don't get me wrong, but I do know that, you know, not everyone can shell out the, not ridiculous amount, but slightly overly priced amount that, you know, that it is. So it sucks that most of the alternatives are basically fancy macro keyboards and that there isn't a robust alternative. At least there wasn't. You know, it sucks that, you know, we don't have an alternative that, you know, can, you know, control OBS. Like that just did. Well, I'm here to tell you, there is an alternative. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to launch StreamPi. So it was a bit of a dream project, thought up by me, developed pretty much entirely by my partner. I hope I'm saying this right. Debyan Sudradhar. It's Indian. Well, he's Indian. His name. When I said it's Indian, I meant his name. He is Indian. He's super intelligent. I actually met him by complete accident when I was looking for help on a Java effects project my last year of college. So he's been doing most of the work on this, and I'm gonna jump in now that it's been released. I'm gonna work on added features. I'm gonna work on UX design, and I also maintain the website you saw as part of the intro, Stream-Pi. It's stream-pi.com. There'll be a link in the description, and there'll be a link on screen. So how can you get the StreamPi? Well, it's free. It's completely free. It'll stay that way forever. The point is we wanted to make a cheaper alternative, so it's free, it's open source. You can join the Discord we have for it to learn more about it. And included in this video is going to be a tutorial on how to download and use it. Presently, we only have a client version for Linux-based systems, and we have a Linux server and a Windows server. We're working on multi-platform releases. The next planned release is iOS, and I think that's where we're going to really hit the ground running. But without further ado, I'll stop wasting your time and I'll let you learn about the magnificence that is the StreamPi. So installing StreamPi is actually not that hard. We made it pretty simple. There's we only have a server version for Windows and a client version for Linux-based systems, Raspberry Pi. We are actively working on multi-platform stuff, like so that you can use this onto a two-computer system. You can use the client on your phone and the server on your computer. Because we really want this to be the most robust alternative to the Streamdeck as possible. So the first thing you need to do is you actually need to install an OBS plugin called WebSocket, which basically, it's a server. You can read more about it here. It's just kind of necessary for us to control OBS the way that we do. So we're just going to download the Windows installer, take it to my downloads, go ahead and run it, go ahead and hit next. Yeah, that should be fine. Yep. So now that you've done that, we'll go ahead and download the server. Your view will be different because I'm a contributor to the repository, so I can I can actively edit it. So now that's done. Go ahead, open this up, extract to. And you're gonna want to right-click and install this font. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. Then you just run the server bat. You go ahead and say allow access. Alright, so I should have mentioned that when you install the OBS socket plugin, you'll need to restart OBS, and then a network pop-up will show up saying, where do you want this to allow access? I would recommend only allowing it on private servers, but if it's working, you should have a local server starting. It'll see your WebSocket version, this, ready to go. And now let's go ahead and move on to setting up the client. Alright, so installing the client is actually just as easy. What you're going to want to do is download the installer. I've already done it. I'll just go ahead and do it again for the sake of the video. Go ahead and download it. And you can also just download this directly on whatever computer or Raspberry Pi you're using. And because what you're going to ultimately want to do is, if I just show this in the folder, you're going to want to transfer this to your Raspberry Pi. So I've already taken the liberty of doing that. I use this software called VNC Viewer. How you would do that in here is you'd click on this transfer files button, you'd click on send files, and then you would you'd send that, and then you'd bring it over here. You'd open it, you'd double click the zip and open it up with X Archiver, and then you would just click on this
and you could drag it to your desktop. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that. All right, so then you're going to open up a command window, and we're going to try and make this more efficient, but presently what you have to do is you have to do CD. So sorry, I should mention, mine's on the desktop, so let's start with that. Then you have to do CD StreamPi client installer, then you have to do sudo, or if I can spell right, sudo /installer.sh, install.sh. Okay, so this is still an alpha, remember, that's why it says alpha there, so that's going to be, and this is the width and height of your device. So mine is, the resolution of my device is 800 by 480, and now it'll install any fonts it needs to install, it'll create all of the things it wants to do. This may take a minute. It's putting everything in the files that it needs to put. So now it's asking, do you want to run at startup boot, which is basically saying, do you want to convert your Raspberry Pi into a dedicated, StreamPi? I'm gonna go ahead and say no because I have other apps I want to run on this. You can say yes, and I will go ahead and double check how to toggle that option once it's been turned on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. And it says it's going to say installation done, run sudo, go ahead and run this command to start it so we're going to go ahead and copy that, and now I'm going to turn on my camera. Camera is recording, so we're going to go ahead and copy that. Close out of this, open up a new window, and we're going to run it. So you'll see that it starts to run. And I got this error because the server isn't running. But if you look at the Pi, you'll notice in the remote viewer the program didn't launch. But if you actually look at the Raspberry Pi, you will see that it did in fact launch, and it's looking for a StreamPi. So by default, this is the IP server address that it's running on. Change the IP so that it matches yours. We'll change that last one. Like I said, it's very robust, and then you would apply settings and restart, and there we go. So we've got a bunch of different we have system actions. So I'll try and show all of these, with the exception of the script, because I don't know, that's a little bit different. So what we'll do is I'll make a hotkey, and I'll just call it hotkey test. We'll record a keyboard, and I'll just have it be TRY. Stop recording. Icon. We do have it. Okay, seems like, so there's our error handler. To create your own icon, head over. So we do have to remove this because technically we're not affiliated with Elgato, and even though it is free, I don't want to get in any kind of trouble, so we may remove this. But you can use the icon creator. So I'll just go ahead and navigate to where because I have an actual Streamdeck, which I got for testing to see if that could help us with development. I'll just use this. I'll just use this one for now, and I'll go ahead and add, and it's updating actions, and you can see that on the Streamdeck here there is an app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open up a notepad file, and my hands are off the keyboard. I'll put them both here. Now watch the screen. Do it again, and again, and every time an action completes, you can see, you can't see it there, but a little check mark pops up. So that's cool. That's cool. So that's the and then you hit cancel to finish. So that's yeah. So that's that. So then let's go ahead and create a folder. We'll go ahead and find an icon, and this is how they work on the Streamdeck as well. Updating action. So now if we go in here, it's a second set of icons. So cancel. So we go in here, and yeah, and then this button here returns to the parent layer. What we might do is sort of like the Streamdeck, we might have a button that returns you to the top, but right now we just have this return to parent layer button. And then the same thing on the StreamPi, return to parent layer. Okay, so that's that. Let's take a look at script. Let's see what that is. So you can you can action, it can run an executional, run a script, and they can find an icon path. So you can use that to launch browsers, various programs. It's pretty robust. Next, OBS. This does have complete OBS integration, and it works with the socket. So what I'll do is I will drag this over here, and you'll see a little. I do apologize. You will see the infinite void. But if I go here, let's just do a. We'll try all of these with the exception of the start and stop streaming. So we'll start with set scene, and we'll have it switch to my stream start one. Go ahead and add an icon. Just we'll use this one. We'll call it main, and we'll go ahead and hit add. Updating actions. Go ahead and hit close, and as you can see, so now what I'll do is I will go ahead and again, both my hands are here. It's kind of hard to see, but they are both here. Go ahead and press that button, and it changed the scene. Yeah, that's not hotkey configured. It just integrates with OBS via the socket plugin. Okay, so now we'll go back to this because this is where all the actual action is happening. We'll go ahead and use the set transition, and this just controls the transition type. We'll just go ahead and we'll change it to fade. Just call it whatever we want, and then I don't really mess with the transitions that much. And then we'll go ahead and hit add. Updating actions. So now if I cancel, and again, both hands are here, hit the button, the transition type is now set to fade. So yeah, so then you can control the transition that you have between your scenes. It's actually pretty good. I don't know off the top of my head if the regular Streamdeck can do that. So yeah, and then source visibility is exactly what it sounds like. We'll go ahead and do that. So we have to select the scene. We'll go with PC. We'll go with webcam, and so normally the Streamdeck can toggle visibility. We're working on that right now. This can just set it visible or set it invisible. We'll just make it. Well, I'll just have it set visible for now, and we'll just pick a random icon. Go ahead and hit add. Invalid action name enter. Oh, forgot an action name. Just go ahead and give it a random action name, and it's updating the action. Okay. So now again, hands are both over here. Go ahead and switch over to OBS, and boop. Hey, there I am. Boop. Yeah, so that, like I say, yeah, so that just turns it on. I am gonna turn that off though, because I look gross right now. So yeah, and now, so that's the OBS integration, and now social media. So the only social media thing we have right now is Twitter. It looks like Twitter has not been set up with StreamPi. Go to settings to set up Twitter. All right, so we'll do that. Click on the little gear here for settings, and this is where you can change your server IP. Well, you actually can't change it because that's the IP of your machine. You can change the port you're on though. This is the WebSocket address for OBS. This turns off and on OBS integration. You can apply your changes there. You can change your. This is a client setting. You can change how padded the actions are. You can change the action size. So in this for Twitter, unable to proceed. Check the stack trace. Okay. All right, so you saw that I got that login error, and I didn't do that on purpose, but that does actually illustrate a good point. Because StreamPi is open source, we don't necessarily want to give the development kit away so that it doesn't get misused. So you'll have to get your own OAuth keys. There will be in the README on the client that will be included. I'm talking to my partner about this now. For the purposes of the video, I will add. He's gonna send me his developer key. Okay. My partner gave me his OAuth keys. They are blurred out again to prevent misuse. So we'll go ahead and hit login. All right. So you're seeing on the screen. Go to the following URL to authenticate the token. I'll go ahead and hit copy this and put it into a browser. Which you guys can't see. Authorize app. Get this code, which I'm gonna blur out. Twitter is now set up. Okay, good. So I'm gonna close out of this. Social media. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a Twitter icon, action name, tweet message. This was sent from the StreamPi. And I'll go ahead and just add icon. I think I have a Twitter icon in here somewhere. No, I don't. I'll just use the picture. Sure, why not? Updating actions. Okay. So I'll go ahead and hit cancel. And what I'll do is I'll go to Twitter. I'll go to my Tweetdeck. So you can see my Twitter. Both my hands are over here. Let's go ahead and hit the tweet button. And just wait. And I'll go ahead and refresh the page. I'm refreshing the page. And there it is. This tweet was sent from the StreamPi. Right there. My hands were not on the keyboard. It works. And that's really cool. So yeah, that works. Cool. And so yeah, that's really all we have right now. And if you're curious, you can right-click an icon. Or is it just any click, or is it right-click? Yeah. Okay. So by clicking on the icon, you can delete it. So yeah, for folders, you have to right-click and then delete them. So yeah, but yeah, expect more features in the future. Right now, this is just kind of, you know, it's in its alpha stages, but it's a very robust alpha. We posted about it on Reddit, and I think we have, I don't know if we have gold or silver now. We have, I say we, it was mostly my partner, but I'm going to get more involved in the sort of beta, alpha, beta, and to full release process. But yeah, this is a robust, functioning, working alternative to the Streamdeck that's technically free. I'm running it on a Raspberry Pi, which is obviously not free, but if you have another Linux computer, you could run it on that second Linux computer. We're working on an Android version. We're working on a iPhone version. We're bringing in a team of developers to assist us with this, because honestly, it got a lot more interest initially than I think that either of us were ready for. So we're gonna go ahead and go over to the StreamPi now, like on the actual Raspberry Pi itself, to sort of go over stuff. So each of these buttons does something. You can, you can open settings, close settings. I believe if you swipe up from the middle, yep, it's got gestures enabled. I don't know if there's a closing gesture. Go ahead and open the settings. So this is where you can change all your settings. You can turn it off. You can turn off the StreamPi from here, restart it, and this is where you can change your settings. Debug mode will probably be removed in public builds, but that basically just, you know, that's what it says. It debugs. It shows you more options. Animations, just what they sound. Animations. Your server IP and your server port. That's what whenever you launch the StreamPi server, it says server running on IP address with this port. This right here is your screen dimensions. And yeah, like I said, we're working on my job right now is to sort of work on the more UX type stuff. But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments or check out our website, or join our Discord server as well. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the end of this video. So yeah, that's it. Links to the GitHub repository will be in the description. Links to the Discord server will be in the description. Link to the website will be in the description. Go check Debian out on Twitter. He might be immature, but he's honestly one of the most intelligent people that I worked with. He's only 15 and he did this pretty much entirely by himself. If it takes off, then not everyone will need to shell out an obnoxious amount of money just to have something as robust as the Streamdeck. I mean, yeah, I had to pay for the Raspberry Pi, but in theory, the client and the server are free. We're not going to put any of that behind a paywall, and I really do genuinely hope that you guys can use it. And if you have any, questions, you can of course contact us. There's a contact form on the website you can leave in the comments. Please, I've said it a few times, please join the Discord. It's not just about the StreamPi, it's actually about code in general. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now because it's probably long enough.